Before the break, we asked, Arctic Cat's first snowmobile was the Arctic Cat 100. What year was it released? If you answered A, 1962, you were correct. With today's new engine technology, all 4 snowmobile manufacturers have their own blended oil that they claim is the only brew that should be used in their specific engines. In speaking with the experts, it is clear that not all oils are equal, and some engines do need special lube.
Basically, OEMs in general design oils specific to their engine platforms and their specific engineering criteria. Aftermarket oils build generic oils that go across the whole platform, or they say can be used in anybody's platform. And truly the day of one-size-fits-all oils is gone. Individual OEM platforms have different appetites that demand different additives. So if you had a multiple platform, you have fans, you have 600s, you have 800s, you have carbs, you have EDI, you have the whole gamut. Of course, you're going to pick your most severe appetite, your most severe application, and you're going to build an oil to meet that standard. The assumption would be that, of course, it just works in all your lesser technology engines, but Skidoo specifically does not take that position. They approve it in their highest platform and then test it in all their platforms all the way down to their 500 fan. So they don't just make the assumption that the high-tech oil works in the old generic engines.
Ultimately, it's your choice of what oil you add to your engine. But given the cold and durability testing and specific formulations, using an OE oil with your snowmobile may be the cheapest preventative maintenance you can do. If you have any doubt on which oil is best for your sled, speak to a dealer for this advice. The snowmobiles we ride today, being old or new, all use one ingredient that is the same for all: gasoline. Whether you choose regular or premium, there's one common element in both, and that is ethanol. Right now in the United States, there's pressure on the government to change the content of ethanol from 10 to 15%. For those that aren't aware, there is a dangerous side to any amount of ethanol in fuel.
There is an effort by this administration to push E15 fuel into the open marketplace. At the same time, the EPA has said that E15 should not be used in off-road vehicles such as snowmobile. In addition to that, before a fuel is introduced into the marketplace by law, it needs to be tested for emissions. Does it impact on emissions, on durability and drivability of the vehicle? I will tell you that those studies have not yet been completed in the United States. And so we don't know, they don't know how E15 fuel impacts on the behavior and the operation of a snowmobile. It's not good policy to push in a fuel into the marketplace that nobody knows if it works.
Appreciating the dangers and concerns, we connected with our manufacturer friends to discuss some options and products available to counter the effects of ethanol and protect our engines.
We do have 2 new products. One is a fuel stabilizer for fuel that's going to sit for more than 15 days. We also have a decarboning agent. And this is more for continuous use, high-performance engines where you want to pull the carbon out of it. These are like engine cleaners kind of on a continuous use basis. But the biggest component of them now, really, is their ethanol protection. So where the fuel stabilizer, you're only going to use it and it's only going to protect storage tanks and gas tanks where the fuel's sitting, this stuff's designed to protect the entire fuel system and the engine from the corrosive effects of ethanol. So again, it does 2 things really. It pulls the carbon out of the engine, and anytime you're getting bad gas or the mix isn't quite right, 4-stroke and 2-stroke engines both will have carbon deposits. What happens with carbon deposits is they'll soak up fuel in the combustion cycle before the burn happens, and they can, if there's a lot of them, create a lean condition because that carbon deposit is holding the fuel out of solution, which means you have more air and less fuel in the ratio, which can cause detonation and can cause a lean condition. So it's important to keep the carbon as free out of the engine as possible. And 2-stroke or 4-stroke, that's what this product will do.
If you're concerned about ethanol in your fuel, please note that although these products are Yamaha branded, they are appropriate for all sled engines, and visit a dealer to help you protect your engine if in doubt. Mount Baker in Washington State holds the record for the most snowfall in 1 year. Is it A, 42 feet, B, 64 feet, or C, 95 feet? The answer when we return. When STV returns, RR means race replica.